And again, we are joined by Dr. Youmna Salama, our tourism expert and tour guide. Dr. Youmna.
Yes.
Yes. How has Egypt taken this position at times of turmoil, namely the repercussions of the coronavirus?
I'm sorry. I am very sorry. The voice is not very clear. I can't hear the question.
Yes. How did Egypt take this position in spite of the repercussion of the coronavirus?
How Egypt reacted during the coronavirus and the precautions?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, Egypt was one of the first countries to apply the international standards and the international rules and precautions against COVID-19. And the World Organization of Tourism, the head of the World Organization of Tourism, the Secretary General, he visited Egypt at the beginning of the COVID season,
Yes.
and he actually visited lots of the Red Sea resorts and hotels, and they all announced that Egypt is applying the international standards and rules against COVID-19. And that was one of the biggest reasons why tourism came back to Egypt even during COVID. We were one of the first destinations that you can travel to during the COVID. And that's because our high standard of precaution and the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities actually, and even all the travel agencies vaccinated their staff, vaccinated the tour guides, vaccinated all people dealing with the tour bus, the bus drivers for tours. I mean, we did all what we can in order to start as soon as possible the tourism business again. And that was one of the most important factors, actually.
Yes.
On the other side, Egypt is blessed by a very nice weather, moderate all year long, sunny, and that helps also that when we have our guests from all over the world, they are not sitting in locked and indoor places a lot. They are mostly outdoors, visiting sites and temples, or in the Red Sea on the beaches, or in Luxor and Aswan on night cruises. Unlike other countries where their tourism, for example, like other destination, is depending on shopping tourism and luxurious tourism, and they are all in malls and indoors, they can't go out. But we are blessed that we have our attractions. But tourist attractions are actually mostly outdoors, where you can keep the social distance, where people also can, if they are spread enough in the area, even take off the masks and breathe in a normal way. That helps a lot.
Indeed. Which kind of tourism did flourish during the first quarter of 2022, Youmna?
Which kind of what?
Tourism flourished
Yes.
during the first quarter of 2022.
Which kind of tourism during COVID? I can't really hear the question. I'm sorry.
Yes. Which kind of tourism flourished during the first quarter of 2022?
Which kind of tourism was the first kind to come back to Egypt, or which kind
was flourishing? Which kind of tourism? The beach tourism, the cultural tourism? Which kind of tourism did return and flourish to its normality at the first quarter of 2022?
Egypt.
Yes.
Egypt
Yes.
is one of the countries that can combine all different kinds of tourism in one country. Meaning what? Nobody can compete with us in the culture tourism because we have the oldest civilization in the world. So the culture tourism in Egypt, this is number one on the list, because when you say Egypt, everybody's talking about ancient Egyptians, pharaohs. This is nowhere else in the world. If you talk about Roman or Greek, it's spread between different countries, even the Islamic culture, even other things. But ancient Egyptian, it's only Egypt. So this is number one. But the advantage of number one culture tourism, that you can combine other types of tourism within the classical culture program. Meaning what? like if people will be doing a culture program or a standard historical program, they can also do adventure. They can also take quad bikes and do adventure and ride the quad bike, or they can go on a camel on a short safari journey in the desert. They can do other sites combined with the culture one. Apart from that, we have the second most famous site here in Egypt. By the way, the voice is much better now, so whatever you did, just keep it that way. I
Yes.
can hear you very good now, and the noise is not existing anymore. So back to your question, the beach tourism and the beach holidays,
Yes.
because we are blessed with the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea, and this is also one of the top programs we are selling, especially for Europeans and North Europeans, because the weather over there is pretty cold most of the year.
Yeah.
So we have charter flights directly from those destinations to the Red Sea, and this kind of tourism also will be combined with the historical one. We can never deny or put aside the historical tourism or the cultural tourism. Even those who go to the Red Sea, they can book one-day trip to Cairo and Giza, where they can visit the museum and they visit the Great Pyramids of Giza. So what we call in our tourism language quick trips. Quick trips from the Red Sea by plane or by bus. They come and spend 1 or 2 nights in Cairo. Although their main program is a beach holiday. So these are the two kinds that are on the top of the list regarding beach. We do have all the other kinds, like you mentioned earlier. We have the religious tourism. We have also the events and conferences. We have the adventure. We have all kinds because Egypt can offer that. But on top of the list, these two types, and we need to develop more programs for the other types and definitely combine them with the cultural tourism.
Yes. Dr. Youmna Salama, our tourism expert, thank you very much for your precious input and for being with us. And indeed, Egypt ranked first in Africa, the 5th in the Middle East and North Africa, and the 51st globally in the tourism development. The ranking came on the 2021 Travel and Tourism Development Index, the TTDI, issued by the World Economic Forum. Indeed, a very important ranking for the tourism development in Egypt. And with that, our dear viewers,